The world doesn't care much about Jordan, just because this nation doesn't have oil. But Jordan deserves more attention, because this nation might be the most impossible desert kingdom in the Middle East. Here, a rose-red facade emerges from a blade-thin canyon. The ancient people have carved that facade inward from living sandstone. Far south, 7 colossal stone ribs rise from red sand under the orange and purple glow of the sunset. Then a cold water surges through a narrow gorge, forcing travelers to climb, swim, and listen to waterfalls trapped between burning cliffs. The beauty of Jordanian culture and people is equally wondrous. When night falls, thousands of candlelight turns the ancient stones into a corridor of memory. In the open desert, black tents, bitter coffee, and bread baked reveal a culture built on endurance and welcome. Join us on a journey to discover the wondrous country of Jordan. Starting with our first steps in Petra, the legendary pink stone city of the Middle East. Petra rises in southern Jordan inside valleys guarded by sandstone and desert wind. You enter an old Nabatean capital, once rich from incense, spices, and caravan trade. Its people cut tombs, temples, channels, and cisterns into rock. Later, Roman roads crossed its markets and carried new voices through the valley. You can still feel that ancient pressure in the cliffs. Every wall seems to hold an untold story. You begin at Baba Sik with the carved blocks and ancient tombs. The path narrows until the cliffs nearly close above you. You hear footsteps, wind, and the scrape of sand under your shoes. Baba Sik is where Petra's secrecy once protected an entire city. Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, a famous explorer and archaeologist in history, reached Petra on August 22, 1812, after hearing local accounts. He traveled under the name Sheikh Ibrahim ibn Abdullah and wore Arab dress to avoid being seen as a foreign treasure hunter. His account became the first detailed European description of Petra since the Crusader period. The narrow Sikh then carried him toward Al-Khazan after more than 1 kilometer of sandstone walls. The first view feels sudden and silent at the same time. Its rose facade stands deep in shadow. You see columns, figures, and a high urn cut from the cliff. This structure is carved directly into the heart of the mountain from top to bottom. 40 meters of vibrant pink sandstone stand out in the sunlight. This is where the ancient Nabatean people tamed nature with an elaborate irrigation system hidden within the cliff face. A deer waits higher in the mountains beyond a hard climb of worn stone steps. You move slowly, while the valley falls farther behind. The crowd thins, and the wind grows louder. Then the monastery appears across an open terrace. Its front rises wider than the treasury, with a calm and heavier presence. You feel distance here. You also feel intention. This place rewards patience more than speed. Sik al-Barid, known as Little Petra, sits beyond the main city. You enter a smaller canyon, once used by traders and caravans. Rooms, dining spaces, and carved walls remain beside the ancient route. Smoke marks still darken some ceilings. When night arrives, Petra changes its rhythm. You walk through the Sikh under candlelight with darkness pressed against both walls. Each flame marks the ground ahead. Each step feels slower. At the treasury, thousands of candlelights scatter across the sand. The facade glows softly. Candlelight turns the ancient stones into a corridor of memory. You sit with strangers, yet the space feels intimate. Bedouin moves through the canyon with a low, lonely sound. After the stones, you can taste Petra through its kitchens and camps. Start with mansaf, Jordan's great ceremonial dish. You receive lamb cooked until tender, laid over rice and thin bread. People often eat it together because hospitality matters here. The food feels direct, generous, and earned after walking Petra's long paths. The red cliffs fade while conversation grows warmer. And then the journey continues to Wadi Rum, where nature itself sculpts its own masterpieces. Wadi Rum is a UNESCO Mixed World Heritage Site in southern Jordan. This site is known for sandstone and granite desert, narrow gorges, natural arches, and towering cliffs. Here you will explore and stand inside the Valley of the Moon, one of Jordan's most dramatic desert worlds. The air feels wide, dry, and almost metallic. This landscape began with ancient rock, pressure, water, salt, and long erosion. Sandstone towers stand above older granite, exposing a deep geological record. Rain rarely arrives here, yet flash floods once cut narrow gorges through the stone. Wind still works every day to carve the new structures. Look toward the 7 pillars of wisdom, which are rising like a desert fortress. Its vertical ribs catch sunlight, shadow, and dust through the day. The name recalls to Lawrence, yet the mountain has older languages. It belongs first to geology. You can see 2 worlds in one wall. Dark granite rests below, while pale sandstone climbs above it. This contact tells of ancient basement rock and younger desert layers. Few places display that contrast with such force. Move farther across the sand, and Wadi Rum becomes larger with every kilometer. Cliffs appear alone on the plain, then gather into corridors and hidden basins. Natural bridges hang above empty space. The colors change quickly. Morning gives the cliffs a copper edge. Noon burns them flat and bright. Evening returns red, violet, and black to the desert walls. You feel scale here through silence. A jeep becomes small. A camel line becomes smaller. Even your voice seems to travel away from you. For thousands of years, people crossed this desert and left signs behind. Petroglyphs and inscriptions remain on rock faces. Bedouin families still guide travelers through these routes. Their knowledge turns empty space into a readable map. At sunset, the 7 pillars darken against a fire-colored sky. The sand cools under your feet. Wind moves through the valley with a rough, steady sound. Wadi Rum leaves you an ancient sense of freedom. Wadi Rum is a region where Bedouin life continues to thrive. It is characterized by the movement of sand, animals, guests, and prayer. Historically, families traverse this vast desert with camels, goats, and portable black tents. In contemporary times, many Bedouins serve as guides for travelers, operate camps, and safeguard the routes learned from previous generations. Daily life in Wadi Rum begins early to avoid the intense heat of the day. During the morning, you may observe traditional practices such as boiling tea, preparing bread dough, and checking on camels. Men often engage in repairing ropes, loading jeeps, and leading visitors through the stunning canyons. Meanwhile, women maintain family traditions through activities like cooking, weaving, and offering hospitality. Coffee is typically the first beverage served. It's often infused with cardamom and presented in small cups.